kill the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died, y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun die or die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We was slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you litter. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, this the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard and they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi why he get them babies herpes. I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, that's what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4, I ain't satisfied.
That is proof, that is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now he got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity and they know it. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. Yeah, those are messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby. Run that shit up, Trey.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about any part. I need a Barcelona like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zach, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Tsung. Put them out of service, keep them tools like it's Hopper Free. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking over. Call them up like set the date. You should a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them U.P.K rules. I'm making hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that business like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. ride that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole part. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, boy, get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, told that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our car. And I just made the call, we gon' start another war.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. The I.S.U.P.K presents the Lord's 56th annual Passover going down right here in Atlanta, Georgia. We got a whole bunch of events lined up for y'all, including the annual lamb slaughter. You already know. Then it's the Hebrew Academy trials. Oh boy. Next, we got the children's party. Then, you know, we got General Muhammad's scripture breakdown class and the Hebrew Academy graduation. The Lord's 56th annual Passover. Pay your Passover fee. It's only $200 to get all these exclusive events. Real black culture. The general's in attendance and the stage is set. It's going down. April the 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. This event is only for the black, Hispanic, and native indigenous people. We got a week full of events from April the 9th and the 13th. But remember, you gotta pay that Passover fee. It's only $200 to get every event exclusively. Here's the itinerary for the Lord's 56th annual Passover. April the 9th is the annual lamb slaughter. April the 10th is the kids party. At 7 p.m. later that night, General Muhammad's scripture breakdown class. April the 11th, the Hebrew Academy graduation. Later that night at 8 p.m. is the all-black party. April the 12th is the Lord's 56th annual Passover. April the 13th is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. $200, 17 years or older, pay your Passover fee. See you in Atlanta, Israel. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone.
Hey, Shalom, Yahbasha Shabakatam, to all the brothers, Yahweh Shema, Latam, Bashim, Yahushai, to all the sisters and priests and officers, 500 Barak Yalla with the I.S.U.P.K, which stands for the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander John YAHANNA, you understand? And just like every Thursday evening, we have the Brotherhood class, right? And this is more like a part 2 of last week's class, where we need to understand that regardless of what we go through, we must endure it till the end, right? Whatever thing you're going through life, keep in mind that someone is going through worse, and someone definitely been through worse. You understand? Let me give you an example, right? Commander John YAHANNA was alone for the longest time. Like, all these zones that are under Commander John YAHANNA today were not built overnight. It is not an easy task, and this is not for the weak either. A lot of people, y'all gonna need to build that character where you're gonna have to endure till the end. Because a lot of y'all, because y'all might feel alone, you know, like you are basically set apart, as we should be. You're not among the common people anymore. When I say the common people, is that what is supposed to be normal to us is not normal to the people of the world. You understand? But what is common to them, right, is really not common to us. It is not normal for us either. You understand? That's why a lot of y'all are not able to endure till the end. So you have to build that character coming over here. I.S.P.K, we build the men, strong men that are able to go through all types of adversity. All. You understand? This is how we build a nation. This is how we fortify the defense of our nation. Because how are we going to be able to defend our people if we can't endure everything that's been thrown at us? If we're willing to give up at the sight of fear or adversity. We're going to remain destroyed as we are right now, right? This might be a not too long of a class because it's a part 2 again of last week's class. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to refresh your mind of what you look like when you give up. What you look like when you drop your sword and you run back to the world. Why? Because you cannot stand not being like the others who get high every day. You need to go back to it. You're being shamed. Why? Because you don't get high every day anymore. You understand that sex is marriage, so you don't look for the next whore every weekend. You're set apart. You don't take part in what people of the world do anymore. And because of that, it's eating you alive. All the demons you managed to beat are coming back with a legion of demons to bring you down. And here's the thing. Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, right, are one people who are really the 12 tribes of Israel, the children of God. And just like our Father, the Most High is, we have to emulate his character. Now, before I show you what you're compared to, what you look like when you go back doing whatever things you were doing before you came into the truth, I'm going to show you the character that you should have at all times. The character of your Father. As children, we emulate our parents, right? So let's emulate our Father, which is in heaven. Right. In one moment, let's go to Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. Let me share my screen. Any questions or comments in the chat? Y'all just type it in. We're live on I.S.U.P.K Montreal, Toronto, IET, and upklapuraneta on YouTube, and live on upklapuraneta on Facebook. Because the white man is a devil, we can't be live on Facebook no more until the end of the month. Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. This is just a reminder of the type of character you need to have at all times. You understand? The Lord is a man of war. Meaning what? You need to fight. Whatever the world chose it, you need to fight. Fight your lust. Fight your weakness. Fight your cowardness. Always fight. The moment the demons try to hit you, hit back. Don't fall and cower and, curl in a fetal position. Don't do that ever. Fight. Always fight. Why? Exodus 15:3 says what? The Lord is a man of war. Listen, the Most High did not raise. That's how you know the Christian church is the house of Satan, the house of lies. The Christian church teaches you how to be a sissy. The Christian church teaches you how to be a effeminate man. They say what? You have to turn the other cheek. And the way they say it, good night, is pause as hell the way they say it. Yes, they say, listen, the Christian church teaches you to forgive the people who hung you on trees for 400 years. And they still do. The Christian church teaches you to be a good slave. The Christian church gives you for those who've seen the movie Kunta Kinte, they teach you the spirit of Toby and say, yes, Massa. I'm sorry, Massa. I'll do better, Massa. Toby be good, Massa. The Bible is the total opposite. The Bible teaches you how to fight. The Bible teaches you how to be strong, how to be a man. You understand? This is what you need to understand, right? The Lord is a man of war. And as our Father, as his children, what we should have the same spirit of war. Everything is a fight. We don't fail because there's a brick wall in front of us. We're blocked, whatever the case is. This is just an obstacle we have to go around, to go through, whatever the case is. There's not place for defeat. When the Lord is with you, you cannot lose any battle. Not one. But you must fight. You can't cower because, I don't know, you're starving, right? Because you're starving, you cower. For example, in Islam, they're not allowed to eat pork, apparently, right? But here's the thing. They can make exceptions. We cannot make exceptions. You understand? There's not one instance where we are allowed to make exceptions. We are allowed, for instance, we're starving and the only thing to eat is pork. In Islam, they're allowed to eat the pork. But us Israelites, we have to fight that hunger that would weaken us to the point where, you know what, I'm going to eat the bacon. No, you're not going to eat the bacon. I'd rather die before I sin. You understand? Let me get that real quick. Salakia. I'm going to go in the book of the Maccabees real quick to show you a perfect example, yeah? I'll show you the example you need, the spirit you need to have. It's not just about fighting. You can't make any compromise. You can't compromise either the truth at all. You don't have one reason to compromise the truth. Not one. I'm going to go to first Maccabees, or is it second Maccabees? Give me one moment. First Maccabees. Da, 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 da. Let's see that the brothers there were 7 brothers that did not fault and refused to eat pork. Now that's not what I'm looking for. I was looking for this one. Yes, second Maccabees. Let's go to chapter 6. Yeah, let's go to second Maccabees, chapter 6. We'll go to we'll start at verse 18. Yeah, let's start at verse 18, yeah? Second Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 18. This is a perfect example of enduring till the end and never faltering, never giving up for any reason. No matter if, you're threatened with death, you're being told that you will lose your job, your rib is telling you, I'm going to leave you. Hey, listen, real quick. Big shout out to my carnal, mi hermano, mi primo. May he rise again. Officer 50 Sawab was 1 West till the end. He did not give up for no reason. You understand? May this brother rise again. Right? Let's go to the book of second Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. Now you're going to see that, I'm going to go over it real quick. You're going to see he was at the table of the king, and there, that was under the Greek captivity, under Alexander the Greek, not the Great, right? They were sacrificing swine at their altars. They were forcing us to reject every single bit of our culture. You understand? They were forcing us to commit sins such as eating swine. But Eleazar, a brother of old age, an aged man, like it says, he did not even give a damn about, I'm old, I'm weak, whatever the case is. They forced me to eat swine. I'm not going to eat the swine. Verse 19. But he, choosing rather to die gloriously. Listen, Muslims, they make exceptions. We don't. You understand? He chose rather to die gloriously than to eat the pork. I'm going to get it for y'all as well in the Quran, where you see where they have exceptions where they can eat pork. We don't. You understand? Not one exception. There's not one reason for us to do such filthiness. Not one. Right? Doesn't matter if you're going to die. Eleazar was an old man. He could have just, decided to live the rest of his old age peacefully, whatever the case is, right? But no, what he did is he decided to die instead, right? Give me one moment. Let me see if I could find it for y'all. I forgot which surah this is. I'm gonna find it for y'all, but it doesn't matter. The point is, we don't make compromise, right? Not one. Okay, there you go. I got it for y'all. I'm gonna share the screen real quick. This is in the Quran itself. Yeah. Let me zoom in. So y'all can see we don't make this up. It says Surah. This is Surah 6 and 145. There's another one as well. It says, "Say, O Prophet, I do not find what has been revealed to me anything forbidden to eat except carrion, running blood, swine, which is impure." If I'm not mistaken, carrion is a carcass. You could just look it up. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on that, right? But it's forbidden for the Muslims to eat so. It's impure. Or a sinful offering in the name of any other than Allah, right? Anything that is not what you call halal is forbidden. But, so there's an exception. But if someone is compelled by necessity, neither driven by desire nor exceeding immediate need, then surely your Lord is all forgiving and most merciful. So what is this saying there is that Muslims are not allowed to eat pork except if they're in dire need. They're starving, they're allowed to eat pork. They're allowed to sin. This is a free pass for sin. Here's the thing. There is no such thing in the Bible as a free pass to sin. As we could read in 2nd Maccabees again, let's go back to verse 18. 2nd Maccabees chapter 6 verse 18 says what? Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. He was damn near forced to eat pork. That's what it's saying. You understand? Under Greek captivity, the Greek were doing horrendous stuff to us. Horrendous. You understand? But let's see the spirit that Eleazar had, even though he was damn near forced to eat it. Verse 19. But he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination. Listen, you rather die than to be like, you know what? I had no choice but to eat the pork. He said, kill me right now. That's what Eleazar said. Spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment. He's not eating the swine. You think he's forced to eat the swine? You think, no, he's not eat the swine. Verse 20, as it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted. One moment, let me see. There you go. Verse 21, but they that had the charge of that wicked feast for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision. Instead of eating the pork, he had his own piece of lawful meat to eat at the table. He did not eat the flesh. He did not consume the swine. You understand? Such as was lawful for him to use. Whatever meat it is, it was lawful for him to eat. Because he's not going to be like, yo, listen, if I don't eat the swine among the Greeks, they're already slaughtering my people. I'm probably next. He said, you know what? I'd rather die than to be stained with such abomination as eating swine flesh. And make as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. Meaning what? Whatever meat he had, whatever lawful, it could have been deer or whatever the case is, a bovine or a sheep, whatever lawful meat he had, he made it seem as he's eating the swine, but he's really eating something lawful to trick them, to make them believe I'm eating the swine that you sacrificed, but really I'm not. Because I'd rather die than to eat it. And if you, it's damn near like he doesn't care. Like if he's being caught, listen, so be it. I'm a die beside before I ever eat swine. In the Bible, you can't. There's no compromising in the Bible. You understand? Eleazar was a strong brother. He did not fear death. Don't fear. You know what? You're leaving the gang to come into the truth. Don't fear anyone coming to you. The Lord. What did we read last week? What is it? Psalm 18 and 30. The Most High is a buckler to those that believe in him. A buckler is a shield. The Most High protects you from anything. As long as you believe in him, you trust in him, you follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? Don't worry. He did not worry about, listen, I might, you know what? He knew he might die. Because disobeying the Greek who are in power, he knew he might die for not eating the swine. You think he cared? He didn't care. Listen, he has his own, whatever it is, he had his own steak, sirloin, deer meat, you know, curry goat, whatever he had. Right? You better eat what is lawful to him. If he get caught, he get caught. But he will not die with him stained by such abomination as the swine. And I'm going to show you where you can't eat the swine under no condition in the Bible. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7. Right? Let's start at verse 1 for context, yeah? Leviticus chapter 11, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, verse 2, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. The whole chapter is about our dietary law, what we can and cannot eat, right? Let's jump down to verse 7. Leviticus 11, verse 7. Chapter 11, verse 7. And the swine, which is the pig, the boar, pork, grillo, bacon. What y'all eat in the South? Y'all eat shitlins. That's crazy. And the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven-footed, which is a characteristic of lawful meat to eat, right? Yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you. You understand? Having the hoof divided and be cloven-footed is not enough. You need to have the hoof divided and be cloven-footed, such as the cattle, species of deer, such as deer, elk, moose, whatever the case is, antelope, giraffe, right? But the swine, the pig, is unclean to you. Cannot eat pig. Verse 8. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. It is a sin for you to eat pig. Regardless of your condition, you should not eat it. There is not one rule like in Islam where there's an exception for you to eat it. Listen, there is nothing else to eat. You know what you do? You endure it till the end. You fight it. You understand? That's what you do. You fight. You don't fall for, I'm hungry, I had nothing else to eat. Listen, we're going to go back to 2 Maccabees, yeah? We're going to go to 2 Maccabees. We're going to go to chapter 7. You understand this. In the book of 2nd Maccabees, there was a mother and her 7 sons. They were tortured, right? They were tortured because they refused. All they had to do is eat pork. That's it. Just eat the pork and we'll leave you alone. You'll live. They said, go ahead, kill me, cut my tongue, pour some boiling water on me, whatever the case is. They were tortured. You understand? Let's go back 2nd Maccabees, go to chapter 6 real quick. Let's go back to chapter 6. Yeah. And then, one moment. And go back to chapter 6. We're going to finish it. And then we're going to go to chapter 7. Before that, let me show you what you look like when you give up. When you go back to the world, because you're a coward, really. You're scared of everybody leaving you because you're not smoking weed anymore. You're scared because your wife is leaving you because you refuse to celebrate Valentine's Day and her birthday. Be like, listen, did you forget my birthday? No, I just don't deal with it anymore. You're scared that your family will shun you because you don't come to Thanksgiving dinners no more. You don't go to Christmas dinners no more. Not everybody hates you. Well, you know what? They hated Christ before they hate you. Christ said, listen, don't even worry about that. You understand? They will hate Christ before they hate you. That's what you need to understand. Go to John real quick, and then I'm going to show you what you look like exactly when you go back to the world. Just go to John chapter 15, verse 18. This is Christ speaking. He said, if the world hates you, just know that the world doesn't mean the whole planet Earth, because the whole planet Earth can't hate you. Not everybody on the planet Earth knows you. That's how you know it's not talking about the whole planet when it says the world. If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. Listen, they hate Christ before they hate you. Your family despises Christ. Why? Because they're too weak. They rather listen. Instead of showing brotherhood and suffering, I'm not even going to say suffering like Christ suffered. Y'all could barely suffer like Christ suffered, because Christ literally died for a whole nation. Y'all just can't stop eating pork. That's as simple as that. Christ was perfect. Christ didn't have to redeem himself. You're the one who has to redeem yourself. You understand? And really, you're being selfish. But just know this. If your family hates you because you stopped celebrating birthdays, like I did, listen, I haven't been to a birthday and I can't even remember. I just know I've never been to my nephew's birthday. He turned 3 years old, 3.5? I don't know. The point is, they don't like that I'm not there. My mom, like I said last class, my mom every year she's going to come visit me, coincidentally, around Christmas to bring me the gifts my grandmother wants to gift me. I said, you return those gifts. And well, it pleases your grandmother. So listen, return the gifts. I'm not here to please her. I'm here to please the Most High. If she hates it, well, she hates Christ before she hates me. You understand? It's like Christ said, if the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. Y'all hate that. You said Christ, I said Christ died for your sins. Y'all are really hypocrites talking about Christ died for our sins. Yeah, he died so you could stop eating pork. You could be forgiven from eating pork and being a goddamn homosexual and an adulterer and a whore. But you don't give a damn about that. Till this day, you're selling your box for $20 or even a joint. That's what you're doing. You understand? That's the problem. So here's the thing. Embrace the hate. That's the solution. If you have issues fighting, that sense of that guilt of being hated by the world because you don't celebrate Christmas or Thanksgiving, or you don't celebrate Halloween or do it for the kids like they like to say, which is really nonsense. Just embrace the hate. Smile at it. Yeah, smile at adversity. Embrace the hate. Laugh and be like, listen, I'm not going to dress like an idiot every 31st of October. You understand? Embrace the hate. Guess what? Christ embraced the hate. Christ suffered for you. He endured till the end. You understand? Now, let's refresh your mind and show you what you look like when you go back to doing the same things you do. You falter because you were too weak to stop smoking weed. You were too weak to not be a whore. You had this demon tell you to be promiscuous. You had this demon tell you, you know what, she's pissing me off. I'm gonna just let her go. And you want to be a sexual deviant. That's the problem. You're thinking about yourself. Like, even then, understand this. You're willing to sacrifice everything for the love of the oppressor, but can't sacrifice anything for the Most High. And that's crazy to me, because you sacrifice everything for the Most High, and you'll be in a position of power. But you rather sacrifice your integrity and your love for your people just so the oppressor could give you a false sense of love. So what? To barely be a comfortable slave? Don't believe that all these celebrities are comfortable where they are. The slave master got some. Look at Diddy. Diddy was comfortable until he was not. He's sitting in a jail cell now. It didn't matter how rich he was. It didn't matter how much he sacrificed, the integrity of his people, whatever the case is. It is short-lived. Don't make it seem like Diddy was rich for so long. Listen, how long did his empire last in the music industry? He didn't. You understand? It's always going to be short-lived. For what? At the end, for what? You're going to sit in a jail cell? You're going to be a criminal like all these thugs on the block to do what? Talking about, yeah, listen, we ride till the wheels fall off. Y'all are riding for nothing. Y'all are killing your people talking about we ride till wheels fall off. Well, you're loyal to nothing. You're not even loyal to each other. You know how I know? Because everybody snitches. Listen, turn on the show, First 48. The biggest gangster is given a McDonald's burger and he's snitching on the whole block. Nobody's loyal. Stop it. The streets is fake. It's a rumor. It's a myth. You understand? You know what's not a myth? You know what's true? The I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth. And there's no cowards in here. You understand? That's the truth. That's the reality of it. It's not an illusion like the streets. Like those gangster movies y'all try to emulate outside, talking about, you know what, I'm gonna be the next Pablo Escobar. There's not anymore, not one man is gonna be the next Pablo Escobar. Stop, take that shit out of your head. What's wrong with you? Like, everybody has smartphones nowadays. Listen, every single person who sells drugs, the government know they sell drugs. They're the one selling and buying all the drugs. They know who they're selling and buying. They know who they're selling to and buying from. They know you sell drugs. You understand? They know what you do. Everybody is watched. So don't make it seem like you're gonna be something different. You're not. All you do is the bidding of the white man. You're not strong enough to fight against the oppressor. And then you want to talk about, you know what? Well, the Black Panthers were strong. Malcolm X this and that. Listen, you're as weak as these brothers. The Black Panthers were corrupt. A lot of them were selling narcotics. Malcolm X became a Muslim to try to fight white supremacy. He turned to Arab supremacy. You still compromise the love of your people to follow another nation. To what avail? Nothing. The Arabs they enslaved us just like the white man did. Here's the problem, though. Before we get back on topic, here's the problem, right? The problem is a lot of y'all are against the Bible, saying, well, the white man used the Bible to enslave us. But how many of y'all convert to Islam not realizing that the Muslims did the same thing, but y'all are not using the same argument when it comes to the Quran? Y'all are just hypocrites. And y'all are really cowards. Y'all don't know how to fight white supremacy the right way. Because fighting white supremacy, you're going to have to fight all other heathen supremacy as well, because every single nation has its own supremacy. Our supremacy is Israelite supremacy, which is Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indian supremacy. We're supposed to be in rulership, in power. You understand? That's how it's supposed to be. That's not only biblical, but that's prophesied. It will happen. Now, will you be, will you be building from the ground up, or are you just, just expect to reap the benefits and be in rulership? Listen, here's the thing. We fight for our place. We fight for redemption. The key word is to fight for everything, for the right things. You fight for the love of oppressors that will lynch you tomorrow. Literally, they still lynch people in 2025. We don't fight for their love, for their faith, for what you perceive to be is their love or acceptance in a society that, is ready to not even accept. They don't even want to throw you in the garbage. They want you to throw yourself in the garbage. They don't even want to touch you. That's how society views you till this day. You understand? Now, let's get back on time before I'm being too long with it. Let's go to 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 20. Just as a reminder to see what you look like, right, when you go back to the world, because you're feeling alone and the only people you ever had around you is what you call a gang, your brothers. Really, they're not. They are, but they're not. Why? Because even though they might be brothers of the flesh, they're not of the spirit. You understand? In a sense where if you feel stressed, they give you some weed to smoke. They don't love you. You understand? You gotta break up with your girlfriend. He's paying for a whore. They don't love you at all. And the same for you women who think they have a relationship with a man and he's pimping you out. He has no love for you at all. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 20. For if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, they are again entangled therein and overcome, the latter end is worse than them. It's worse with them than the beginning. As we read this last week, right? What is the pollutions of the world? Where it says, for if after they have escaped the pollutions of the world, the pollutions of the world is your sinful lifestyle. Is you being a Christian, being a Muslim, being a drug addict, being a drug dealer, being a whore, being all manner of sin. You understand? Waving a rainbow flag, talking about you're proud every summer from June to August, right? That's the pollution of the world, of society. Now that you escape that, if you are again entangled therein, meaning if you mingle in that lifestyle or if you go back to the world, right? And overcome, the latter end is worse with them than the beginning. Let's see, verse 21. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. That's why I said when the latter end is going to be worse. Why? Because it's worse for you. Your life, okay. When you drop your sword, you leave the truth. Your life is going to be way worse than before you weren't truth, because you weren't truth. You were ignorant. Now you know better, but you decide not to do better. That's what it means. You understand? Again, it would have been better for you to never have known better, to go back to doing some stupidness. And we're going to see what it compares you to, because this is every single person who stops smoking and go back to smoking again. This is every person who come in all black, become a trooper, officer, whatever the case is, and they drop their sword. You need to understand that it's a disgusting thing to go back to the world. It's a horrendous thing. You're going to see how disgusting it is, because there's nothing in the world at the end of the day. What is there? Drug addicts, whores, sexual deviants. What is there? What is there? There's nothing. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your job. You're going to commit a crime, and then you're going to go in jail, and then you can't have a job anymore. So you can't even commit crimes. You're in jail. You keep committing crime, and this is what happens. You're going to be in the hole. You're going to be, restrained. You're going to be beat the hell out by the guards. Is this what you want to achieve? There's nothing in the world to go back to. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 22. but it has happened unto them according to the true proverb. Why? Because it was written aforetime. It was written in Proverbs. If I'm not mistaken, what it was. Proverbs 26:11. That the dog is turned to his own vomit again. That's how disgusting you look when you go back to the world. You understand? Whatever you are living through, you are as equal as a dog. When they vomit, instead of leaving it alone, like this vomit is all the impurities that you have from the world, right? You expel them from you. Just like a dog goes back and go back and eat their own vomit. You go back and take on these impurities again, take on these demons that you managed to fight, to defeat. I don't know who's seen Dragon Ball. Listen, you beat the demons, you give them a senzu bean, and you tell them to come back home, thinking that you are their home. That's what's going on. You understand? Let's go to we're gonna go to First Maccabees. Let's go back to First Maccabees chapter 6, verse 28. Where brothers enjoy till the end, till death. Right? First Maccabees chapter 6, Salakia. Yeah, let's go to verse 28. For time's sake. Again, this is when Eleazar under the Greeks refused to eat the pork at the king's table. He just brought his own lunchbox. I'm paraphrasing. He just brought his own lawful food and pretended that he was eating pork. And he enjoyed till the end, till he died. He was not about to die just for eating one piece of pork and be like, damn, I stained myself by eating something abominable because I was too weak to be like, you know what? I won't disobey the Most High. He was too weak for that. Eleazar was not weak. He was ready to face death. He didn't give a damn about disobeying the king at all. What he cared about is obedience to the Most High. 2 Maccabees 6:28, and leave a notable example to such as be young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws. Listen, it doesn't matter if there's nothing else to eat. There's only pork. Don't eat it. The Most High provided for us at every single time we just trusted in them. You understand? It doesn't matter if, listen, you probably, okay, let me give you an example, right? Dennis Rodman have brothers all throughout Asia. You know, a lot of brothers have brothers to different parts of the world, Korea, Asia, whatever the case is. Doesn't matter if you're surrounded with heathens. Don't sleep with them, even though the seed is going to be the seed, your seed as an Israelite, right? Don't sleep with heathens because there's nothing else but heathens. You have no excuse. Oh, well, you know what? All women are monsters. So you're going to become a sodomite? That's crazy. There's no excuse for you to sin. How to destroy people where we lost our ties and commandments in our culture, right? The Most High is wicked out of our ignorance today. Now you know better, do better. There's no excuse for you to be like, you know what? Hey, listen, I grew up as a Christian eating pork all my life. I can't just leave it. Shrimp is too good to leave. It's not. You understand? An old man in his old age, you know, old people don't like to argue about nothing. Old people, you know, they don't give a damn. They just don't want to argue. They want to be lived peacefully, whatever the case is. Eleazar didn't give a damn. Eleazar said, listen, it doesn't matter if I die today, I'm not going to eat the pork. And he's a perfect example on how he's willing to die in front of everybody. But he will not compromise the love of the Most High, which is to obey the commandments. He's going to enjoy till the end. Let's keep reading. And when he had said these words, immediately he went to the torment. Salakia, let's jump down to verse 30, because we're going to For time's sake, I'm going to go to Second Maccabees, verse 30. Second Maccabees chapter 6, verse 30. But when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifest unto the Lord that had the holy knowledge. Listen, what is our knowledge? The law says the commandments. That whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure sore pains in my body by being beaten. But in soul, I'm well content to suffer these things because I fear him. Listen, he's getting ready to beat. It doesn't matter if you leave again talking about blood in, blood out. You know what you do? You come to the truth. And you don't give a damn what happens. Why? Because the Lord will be with you. If you come in truthfully. You understand? Eleazar didn't give a damn if he was going to get beaten to death. He didn't give a damn if he was going to get killed in front of everybody. We're going to go to the mother and the 7 brothers as well, who did not falter, who did not sacrifice the love of the Most High just to live another day. Yeah, I remember Ice Cube, the movie Friday. What his father said, John Witherspoon, is you live to fight another day. John Witherspoon, I'm just paraphrasing. John Witherspoon said to Ice Cube in the movie Friday that he has to fight. He has to. You don't run away from a fight. He has to fight. He had to fight. You understand? That we have to fight our lust. We have to fight against our oppressor. We have to fight all of our demons every day. This is the spirit we need to have. Not a cowardly spirit where, you know what, I feel too weak or I'm afraid. You're really not afraid, apparently. You have no problem being afraid of the oppressor who really can't do you much. How about being afraid of the Most High? The Most High could erase you in any way possible. Literally. You don't fear the Most High. You fear the white man. That's the problem. All of you gangsters, drug kingpins, tough guys, bodybuilders, women that shoot up the block, whatever the case is, y'all are afraid of white people. How do I know that? Because y'all refuse to change your ways and follow the Most High in fear of being broke, in fear of, not having anything to medicate yourself, Salakia, in fear of being rejected by society, in fear of not adhering by the norms of society. You really fear the white man. That's really it. Eleazar, a Israelite, a old man, did not fear the Greeks. He did not fear being beaten to death. He did not fear being killed because he did not eat the pork. He did not fear his enemies. He feared the Most High. Second Maccabees chapter 6, verse 31. And thus this man died, leaving his death for an example of a noble courage. He was one west till death, no cowards. And a memorial of virtue, not only unto young men, but unto all his nation. He was a perfect example on how you never give up. You endure till the end. That's Eleazar. Under the Greek captivity, this man died he's like, no, I'm not eating the pork. I rather bring my own piece of, steak or whatever lawful food he had. I'm eating this and I'm pretending to eat pork. If I die, I die. Then I'm riding till the wheels fall off for the Most High. I'm never compromising my integrity. Why? For one day, an extra day to live in the Greek captivity, where they might kill me anyways the next day. Lord be with y'all. Lord be with y'all cowards. Eleazar at his old age is, let's read it again. Second Maccabees chapter 6, verse 31. And thus this man died, leaving his death for an example of a noble courage and a memorial of virtue, not only unto young men, but unto all his nation. Guess who else was an example to all his nation? Christ was an example to all the nation. Let's go real quick to we're going to go in the New Testament to Ephesians. Was it chapter 5? Okay, if you go to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25, and also to Acts, right? Is it Acts chapter 5? Let me start at Ephesians, yeah? Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25. This is a twofold scripture because you need to understand not only this is how you need to love your wife, but this shows you how much Christ loved us till the end. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church. Who's the church? The church is the congregation of Israelites, is the nation, and gave himself for it. Eleazar died just like that. Christ is a perfect example on how, listen, Christ didn't even have to die. Christ could have said, Christ could have be like, yo, listen, I'm perfect. Hey, Lord be with them. Christ could have said Christ could have told us, hey, Lord be with y'all. Christ could have easily done that. Christ was not a selfish bastard like you Christian pastors. You understand? Christ was righteously selfless and righteously selfish. He cared about his nation so much that he died for us. That's how much he loved the church. That's how much he loved the nation. He gave himself for it. He died for it. Let's go to Acts chapter 5, verse 30. The God of our fathers raised up YAHWH, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree. Christ died on the cross. That was the method of hanging back in the day, crucifixion. Verse 31. Him had God exalted with his right hand to be a prince and savior, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. When it says Christ died for our sins, again, it says he died for the nation of Israel. To give repentance to Israel, not to the whole planet Earth, not to the Christian or Catholics or Baptists, but to the nation of Israel, to the Israelites, and forgiveness of sins. Christ died because, listen, he forgive you for eating pork. You need to stop eating pork. Did Christ die for nothing? Christians would say, no, he didn't die for nothing. So why are you still eating pork? Why are you still sleeping with your neighbor's wife? Why are you still being a whore, divorcing men after the other just to collect rings like Jennifer Lopez? Jennifer Lopez has damn near more rings than Thanos had Infinity Stones. You understand? This is how much you need to love your nation, how much you endure till the end. Imagine a lot of y'all, you know what? A lot of y'all like to say, well, if it wasn't a slavery movie, I would have been that guy and that guy. I would have freed all the slaves on the plantation. If it wasn't a slavery movie, you would have been a house nigga. If it was in the time of Christ, you would have been a Pharisee. You would have been the people who say, yeah, crucify him. You would not have been the one that suffered and endured till the end. Not. We could tell. You know how we could tell? Because you're scared of white people. That's how I know. You understand? Let's go to 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 1. We're going to go back to Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, right? Which we did not end last week. 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 1. You're going to see that these brothers and this mother, right, did not give up. They endured till the end. 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 1. It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh and were tormented with scourges and whips. What is the law? The dietary law that we have of not eating swine's flesh. You understand? We cannot eat pork. But one mother and her 7 sons were told, like, yo, y'all gonna have to eat the pork. If you don't want to eat the pork, we're gonna beat you to death. You understand? That's what it's saying. Who did that to us? Those same white men that you're scared of today. You understand? We were under the Greek captivity at the time. Those same Greeks you still worship in those fraternities are the people who tortured our brothers and our sister. What? Just for not eating pork. Just for obeying the Most High. This is why today, it's so hard for us. Y'all talking about generational trauma. This is generational trauma. It's so hard for you to identify as an Israelite because you were beaten to death and tortured just because you will not give up your culture. You will not give up your laws. You understand? You will not wickedly selfish thinking about yourself living another day. You'd rather die than to disobey the Most High. This is the same story we should have today. And this is how we're going to fix our nation. Right? Read it again. 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 1. It came to pass also, meaning it happened, that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law, meaning the total opposite of the law. They were compelled to sin, to transgress the law, to taste swine's flesh. They were told to eat pork and were tormented with scourges and whips. They were tortured. That's what it talks about. Verse 2. But one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? Like, what do you want? That's what he's telling it. Listen to what he said. He said something so gangster. Y'all want to talk being gangsters? This is the most gangster response ever. 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 2. But one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die. Listen, he didn't say, give me the pork and I'm going to live. He said, we are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers. Listen, he'd rather die than eat pork. All they had to do is eat the griot. They had to eat some chitlins. They had to eat some pork bacon. What do y'all cook? Y'all eat pork snout, boudin. What else? Chicharron. Pepperoni on the pizza. These brothers said, listen, we are ready to die. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, you beat me half to death. You cut my arms and my tongue and gouged my eyes out. No sweat. I'm still not eating the pork. Because it is not our nature to be weak. It is not our culture to be cowards. Whatever we go through, you understand? Y'all talk generational trauma. This is the generational trauma you carry. Y'all were being tortured and slaughtered just for being Israelites. You understand? But this is not time to be weak. In these last days, we're coming back to our culture. And we build men with the character that the same men of old, the prophets of old, all the nation had, of not being weak, of not being coward, of not faltering, of never giving up on the Most High. You understand? Let's start to verse 1 again. Salakia. 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 1. It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. They were told, eat the pork, or we beat you half to death. Verse 2. But one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask to or learn of us? We are ready to die. He said, we are ready to die, rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers. Listen, I rather die than to sin. That's it. I rather die than to eat. I rather die than to sleep with a white woman. You understand? Verse 3. Then the king, being in a rage, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot. The king was like, yo, he didn't like the answer. He didn't like the fact that really we don't give a damn about the authority of the white man. That's that. These brothers didn't give a damn. Listen, you're about to torture me for not eating pork. Well, guess what? I don't give a damn. That's what the brother said. The brother said, yeah, go ahead. Wait, when I cut my fingers, no sweat. Go ahead. You think I care? I rather, you try to hurt me than the Most High trying to punish me for disobeying him. Who are you compared to the Most High? You think I fear you? My God erased a whole nation. My God condemned your, listen, the Most High, let's get that real quick, yeah? What is this? 1 Samuel chapter 2. Is it 1 Samuel or 2 Samuel? 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. Hey, my God, listen, he kills and he makes alive. My God is the one and only true God, the one and only living God. My God destroys the empire in a matter of, in a blink of, my God destroys Sodom and Gomorrah. And listen, fire and brimstone, he made rain. What do you think you're going to do? Cut my fingers? No sweat. My God can destroy your whole nation. I give a damn about being fired right now. You think you can fire me? And I'm like, I'm depressed and I have to go back selling drugs and look for another job and beg a white man for a paycheck? Listen, this is not my work or my job. I'm a priest and prophet of the Lord. The only thing you're giving me is a slavery. There's thousands. I'm just a slave like another. I'm expendable in your society. No sweat. Well, guess what? I'd rather if you fire me than the Most High fires me. Fire me today. I get another slavery. You understand? I could care less. Now, I'm not saying everybody just F around at your place of slavery or what you call work to just be fired on purpose, but trust in the Lord with all your heart, and whatever you do, don't ever compromise your integrity for the Most High, for your people either. Ever. Don't ever disobey the law just to keep a slavery, your employment, to keep a woman, for y'all sisters, to keep a man, or for your family to not hate you. You hate me? The hell of it. Hate me. Go ahead. Embrace the hate. These brothers say, you know what? We're not going to eat pork. You want to torture us? Hey, no sweat. Have at it. Let's go back to it, yeah? 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 3. Then the king being in a rage. Listen, the brother said, we don't care. We're not afraid of you. We're afraid of the God. You're not our God. You're nothing. 2 Maccabees 7 and 3 said, then the king being in a rage commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot. Go to verse 4. Salakia. Second Maccabees chapter 7, verse 4. Which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first. This brother said, I'm not eating pork. They cut his tongue out right away. And to cut off the utmost parts of his body, the rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. He was being mutilated in front of his family. Why? Because he would not give up. Because he's not a coward. Listen, being in the truth, you're going to go through some things. Yeah? It's nothing to compare to what Christ went through. It's nothing compared to what the brothers in 2 Maccabees went through. Believe it. Does that mean that, you know what? Hey, you can't take it anymore, so you're going to give up? You're going to go back to the world? No, they never went back to the world. You're going to go back to the world, Lord be with you. I ain't trying to be like a dog eating by vomit again. No. Don't falter. Don't give up. Don't be weak. Don't be a bitch. Salakia. It's really it. You understand? Don't be a coward. Like, this man said, you know what? They're forced to eat pork. Do you know they could have lived? All they had to do is eat some swine, which is not divine. They said, hell no. They said, la. What you doing? You torture me? Listen, we'd rather die. What you gonna do? Kill me? No sweat. This brother got his tongue cut off. Let's read it again. 2 Maccabees 7:4, which forthwith being heated, he commanded, it's talking about the king, commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first. They cut out this brother's tongue. And to cut off the utmost parts of his body, the rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. He heated some tools, right? We can clearly know that it's not wooden tools he's heating, it's iron tools that he's using to cut. He cut this brother's tongue off and his body parts. He mutilated the brother in front of his family. Why? Because he obeyed the Lord and endured till the end. That's why. Verse 5. Now, when he was thus maimed, being maimed is like being mutilated, in all his members, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire and to be fried in the pan. And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, listen, this man was boiled alive. Y'all think y'all went through some horrific things during slavery? A lot of things that they got from slavery, the chattel slavery, they got it from the Romans and the Greeks. They were boiling us alive the same way. Whether it's in hot water or tar, they got it from the Greeks. A lot of it they got from the Roman and the Greeks. But guess what? They still did not give up their integrity or love for the Most High. Let's keep reading. 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 6. The Lord God looked upon us, and in truth had comfort in us, as Moses in his song. They say, listen, the Most High is watching us right now, and they know they're not gonna eat the pork. They have comfort in the Most. They know the God the Most High is seeing what's happening to them. You understand? Which witness to their faces declare, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. It's a delight that whatever you go through, you're going to be rewarded, because whatever you go through, you're not giving up by just eating just a little pork pepperoni. You're not giving up for that. You're not fearing the white man in the sense where he has power to make you live another day. Listen, the white man makes you live another day by you eating the pork. The Most High kills you that same day. You fear the Most High instead of fearing the white man. You fear the Most High instead of fearing your oppressors. You fear the Most High instead of fearing anything, instead of fearing death, wild animals, oppressors, sickness, diseases. Whatever your fear is in your conscious or subconscious mind, the only thing that you should fear is the Lord. 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 7. So when the first was dead, after this number, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. They're going to make an example out of the second brother. And when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair, you know what that means? They scalped him. How do you pull off the skin of your head with the hair? They scalped him. They asked him, will thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? Listen, we just scalped you. Are you going to eat, or are you going to go through worse? That's what the Greeks are telling the second brother. Verse 8. But he answered in his own language. What is that language that we spoke? Listen. Just for time's sake, we were forbidden to observe every single bit of our culture, which includes speaking our language, our tongue, which was the Lashawan Quadash, the so-called ancient Paleo-Hebrew. And he didn't give a damn. He didn't answer to them in Greek. He said, but he answered his own language and said, La-a. That's what he said. He said, La-a. He didn't say no. How do you say no in Greek? Let's see how you say no in Greek for a second. Give me 1 second. Let me see how you say no in Greek. Y'all need to understand this. This is, y'all don't even understand how this brother could have just said, yes, give me the pork. I'm going to survive. You know, I just got scalped. My brother died. Let me just end this right here. Give me some pork. He said, La-a. Listen, I'm going to translate the English to the Greek just now. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. Let me know if I'm gonna translate this right now. Yeah. This is how you say no in Greek, which clearly is modern Greek. Okay.
Όχι.
Oishi. Or I already pronounced it.
Όχι.
What does the brother did? But he answered in his own language and said, La-a. He didn't say Oshi or have whatever the nonsense they say in Greek. He said La-a. Wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. Meaning what? He got maimed and boiled up. Why? Because not only did he refuse to eat the pork, you understand? But he said in his own language, I'm not going to eat it. He said, La-a. Shalom says, Yahweh Shema, Thabashim Yahweh Shai, Thor for tuning in. You understand? He was not a coward. And he was bold with it. 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 9. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, Thou like a fury taketh us out of this present life. That's his last breath. That's what he's telling the king with his last breath. But the king of the world shall raise us up, who have died for his laws unto everlasting life. Listen, hey, listen, you're killing us right now, but no sweat. This is just temporary. You know, they knew about reincarnation. They didn't give a damn. Like, yo, you're going to kill me right now. I'm not going to be judged in the next life for eating pork. No sweat. You're killing me. You're dismembering me, cutting my brother's tongue out, boiling me up. What, just for not eating pork? And the second one was bold. The second one he didn't say no in Greek. He didn't say no in English, in Spanish, or whatever. He said la-a. And said, go ahead, kill us. This is nothing to us. We're going to come back anyways. Verse 10. After him was the third made a mocking stock. The third, remember, there's 7 brothers. The third one as well is being made an example. And when he was required, he put out his tongue, and that right soon holding forth his hands manfully. He said, listen, I'm not even going to argue. Listen, you're not going to get a word out of me. You want to cut my tongue? Go ahead. He pulled out his tongue and said, yeah, go ahead, cut my tongue. I'm not going to argue like my first brother, my second brother. I'm going to say the same thing. We're one body. Let's go to Philippians real quick. Yeah. What? Philippians chapter 2, verse 2. This is especially for all you Christian Israelites. It says, fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded. These brothers were like-minded. It said, look, we're going to die. We're all going to die. Not one of them faltered. Having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. These brothers were one body. They were one West till death. 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 10. After him was the third made a mocking stock. And when he was required, he put out his tongue. They didn't pull out his tongue to cut it. He said, so it's my turn. Hey, Most High in Christ. And that right soon holding forth his hands manfully, not cowardly. Verse 11, and said, courageously, these I had from heaven, and for his laws I despised them. And from him I hope to receive them again. Why is he going to receive them again? Because they know they're going to come back, but they're not going to come back being judged for eating pork. You understand? Receive righteous judgment because they didn't falter at all. It's like I'm going a bit fast for time's sake. Verse 12, in so much that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage, for that he nothing regarded the pains. This man didn't give a damn about being tortured. He said, they was like, damn, is he for real? That's what the king said. The king and his men like, yo, this is unbelievable. All they have to do is just eat the pork. Why do when they eat the pork? Are they that loyal to their God? That's the crazy part, because listen, this is the same spirit you should have. Do you know what? So like, for 1 second, we go to camp and we tell the Christians that Christ is a black man and God is a nigga. Imagine telling that in front of white supremacists. Imagine telling the Muslim, listen, your so-called prophet is not a prophet in the Bible, and apparently he marries children. You know, we're going against the drug dealers. We're going against this whole society is against us. Like you said, the whole world is against us. You think it's not dangerous? We're going to falter for what? Because we got a punch in the face for saying the white man is the devil? I'll say 10 times more. And I'll punch back. You understand? The point is, don't be a coward. That's the point. The point is, the moment you say the white man is the devil, you made everyone your enemy, because everyone loves white people. Everyone fears the white man. You're the people that doesn't fear his enemies. It's like, damn, what's wrong with them? What's wrong with us? Really, it's not about what's wrong with us. It's what's wrong with y'all. Like, since when do we have to embrace our enemy and take every single beating that he administers to us? Since when? Now, people want to talk about we should stop cyberbullying, bullying at school, whatever. You have been bullied for the past 400 or 500 years, and you take the bullying with a smile on your face. And then you're shocked that one of your brothers that's getting as bullied as you are actually stands up to the bully and says something and fights back. Well, guess what? Over here, we're no cowards. We fight back. And we endure it until the end. We know the fight is not over until we're in the kingdom. It's not easy. Your wife is going to leave you. Your children might hate you. Your family is going to despise you. All your friends will be like, you're not smoking weed with me no more. Or you talk bad about my family or my beliefs. Listen, I'm not going to turn my back on the Most High. I'm going to turn my back on the world, regardless of whatever I go through. I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. No sweat. I really won't. I have my family with me. Listen, the Mosai, from Mosai on down to Christ, on down to Commander General YAHANNA, to all the generals, to the captain, the officers, the troopers, the sisters, you understand? What are you talking about? Right? This is the problem. Y'all are not, y'all too used to comfort. Really, what you deem to be comfort is not comfortable. How are you going to smoke your lungs out and be like, you know what, this is the comfort that you like? You can't even go up the stairs, not even walking. I'm not even talking about jogging up the stairs. You can't even walk up the stairs without feeling like you're about to die. This is the zone of comfort you want to stay in? Listen, a lot of y'all can't live without watching over their shoulders every day. And this is the zone of comfort y'all want to stay in? You don't want to have to worry about getting lynched every day or getting spit at or be shocked that racism still exists. In the UPK, we're not shocked at all that racism exists, whether it's from white people, Chinese, Arabs. We know what the nations think of us. We know that we have to fight on a daily basis. Why? To wake up our people. Because really the fight, even though understand that it's more spiritual and physical, that doesn't mean that, you know, you could just walk up on us and do whatever the hell you want to do. The point is, we have to fight with this ideology that poisons our people's minds so bad that it seems like it's uncurable. It is curable. Y'all just reject the medicine. It's not that it's not easy to administer. Y'all like the patient who kicks and fight the doctor to not get a shot. What is that shot? Listen, Officer Kayadwan make the best track. He said UPK got the vaccine. What's the vaccine? This is the truth. It's the baptism by fire that Christ administered. That's the vaccine. You understand? Let's get back to 2 Maccabees for time's sake. 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 13. Now when this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner. Meaning what? They already went through torturing 3 brothers. The fourth one, they didn't even get time for that. It's like, yo, he's dead. Let's on to the next one. Let's deal with the fourth one. We don't even have time to ask him, yo, do you want to eat the pork and end this? The third one said, I'm volunteering. The fourth one, they even argue, like, you know what? Hey, let's kill this one. Let's deal with it right away. Right? 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 14. So when he was ready to die, he said thus, it is good being put to death by men. Listen, it is good to be put to death by men, to look for hope from God, to be raised up again by him. They already knew this is for all those one who don't believe in reincarnation. We understand that there is reincarnation. We understood that from the Old Testament to the Apocrypha to the New Testament. These brothers knew they were going to be raised up again. You want to kill me? Hey, no sweat. I'm going to be back. This man said, I'm going to spin the block. Salaki. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life. Verse 15. Afterwards, they brought the fifth also and mangled them, one after the other. Not one ate the pork and be like, you know what? I'm going to end this right here. Verse 16. Then he looked unto the king and said, thou hast no power over men. Thou art corruptible. Thou doest what thou wilt, yet think not that our nation is forsaken of God. Listen, they knew, listen, hey, don't think because you think you have power, really you don't have power. You're not as powerful as you think over us. You understand? He's telling the king, you ain't nothing. He's telling him you're worthless. The Most High is watching over us. The Most High didn't forget about us. We know. Don't think that, okay, you see when it says that the nation of Israel sinned, don't think that every single individual sinned, right? Not every single individual sinned when we're in captivity. Just like right there. A lot of them, as you can read in 1 Maccabees, what is it, chapter 1, verse 11, some brothers, make compromises to be joined with the heathens. That doesn't mean that everybody was okay with it. Everybody wanted to be joined to the Greeks. Everybody make compromise. That's not what it means. Just like these brothers, for a perfect example. Or Eleazar that we read in chapter 6, right? But the Most High judges as a nation. So even though you won't be joining the brothers that are sinning, you're still going to be punished as a group. It's like you're playing sports. Someone on the basketball teams mess around, y'all are doing suicides. For those who know what it is, y'all running back and forth on the field. You're being punished as a team. You understand? You're being punished as a nation. Well, guess what? The brothers know that God did not forsake or forget about the nation of Israel. Every time we're in captivity, it was just for a period of time, not forever. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Let's go to Isaiah. Is it chapter 45, verse 17? Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Everlasting meaning forever. Everlasting meaning it will last forever. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. This the world is talking about in John 3:16. This world without end, this society, this rulership, this kingdom that will never end. The last one to stand because it will never fall. The world or the kingdom of God, which is the society of the Israelites. You understand? Let's get back to it. 2 Maccabees chapter 7, verse 17. But abide a while and behold his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed. Hey, listen, What's it? We're at the 5th brother now. He's telling the Greek king, listen, watch, because the Most High is gonna pay you back 100-fold, you and your seed. You're gonna come back, and in the kingdom, hey, Lord be with y'all. I'm just paraphrasing. He's telling the king boldly. You remember what the first brother said? The first brother said, hey, we'd rather die. You know, the second brother said, la ah. The third brother said, you know what, you're gonna cut my tongue. Here's my tongue, cut it out. The fourth brother, hey, listen, one after the other, they're getting bolder and bolder. He said, watch this. We don't give a damn you're killing us. We're coming back. And watch how our God, the true one and only power, which is what the word God means, watch how he will torment thee and thy seed. He's telling that, he didn't say that to a guard. He's telling it to the king himself. He's telling it to, imagine you step into Donald Trump talking about, listen, you're going to come back in the kingdom as a slave. And I'm going to watch you. Watch my God turn you into a slave. Imagine telling that to Donald Trump or to all the Caucasian power on the face of the earth. It's not about just Caucasian people. Go tell that to the Saudi princes. Go tell that to the African rulers. Or go tell that to Kim Jong-un. Go tell these heathens, hey, watch. You wanna beat my people down to the ground? Well, watch this. My God is a true power on the face of the earth, and watch how he will torment you and your seed, just like you tormented us, if not damn near worse. Revelation 18 and what? 7, as I'm thinking, I'm just paraphrasing and say, reward her double. Imagine that. We're getting tortured, getting our appendages cut off, being boiled in water. It says, reward her double. This 5th brother said, hey, watch what the Lord is going to do to you. That's what the 5th brother said. You're killing us? No sweat. We'll be back. And watch what the Lord is going to do to you. Because you will come back through your seed. And watch what happens to you when we are in rulership. Verse 18. After him also they brought the 6th, who being ready to die said, again, all these brothers are ready to die. Not one of them just sacrificed to eat one piece of pork to have the killing stopped. After him also they brought the 6th, who being ready to die said, be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves. They suffer until the end. You understand? Having sinned against our God, therefore marvelous things are done unto us. They know what's going on. They know that they're going through it for a reason. You understand? 2 Maccabees chapter 7 verse 19. But think not thou that takest in hand to strive against God, that thou shalt escape unpunished. Don't think that you're gonna torture us, we're gonna die, and then you're probably gonna die of old age in your kingdom, that you will not come back and pay. What is it? Let's go to Proverbs chapter, 11? Is it 21 and 11 or 11 and 21? Proverbs chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand join in hand. Listen, today y'all want to talk about integration and racism is over and yada, yada, yada. Remember what the brother said? The brother told them, but think not thou. In 2 Maccabees 7 and 19, the 6th brother said, but to the king, but think not thou that takest in hand to strive against God. Don't think the Most High is anything to play with. That thou shalt escape unpunished. Regardless of how bad you're trying to save white people today, from the Old Testament, to the Apocrypha, to the New Testament, it says the same thing. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. You understand? But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. That's what it says, whether you like it or not. Let's keep reading. Salakia. Let me go to what is it? We're talking about reincarnation as well. Let me go to Ecclesiastes. Is it what? Ecclesiastes 3, verse 16. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16, because these brothers knew we're all coming back, including that king whose seed will be tormented. him and his seed. Ecclesiastes 3:16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. Listen, you will not be unpunished. You're going to come back and you will be judged for everything you did. Hey, listen, when it says reward her double, y'all think y'all just going to die and pass away and this is the end. You're going to just get to torture us and nothing happens afterward. These brothers knew, hey, he told the king, watch how my God is going to torment you and your seed. You will not remain unpunished. Ecclesiastes 3:16 says what? And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. What is under the sun? That place under the sun is the earth. Everybody will be judged on the earth, not in a magical place in the sky and the clouds, not in between, which is called the purgatory, which is Catholic nonsense, or 6 feet underground, like they say, in a fiery place that the Christians or Catholics or the other nations call hell. This is not anywhere in the Bible. Heaven and hell is on the earth. You know, so you're going to come back and be judged. That's what they were telling the king. About 2nd Maccabees real quick. 2nd Maccabees chapter 7 verse 20. We won't have time to go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, but if you go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, we left off at, gold is tried by fire to get rid of the impurities. That's what we did last week. You're being made better. If what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. We'll try to get it before the end of the class, right? But let's go to 2nd Maccabees chapter 7 verse 20. But the mother was marvelous above all and worthy of honorable memory. For when she saw her 7 sons within the space of 1 day, she bare it with good courage, because the hope that she had in the Lord. They knew what was going to happen. You understand? She did not falter. She looked at her sons being tortured and slaughtered in front of her. She didn't eat the pork either to say, let my sons live. She didn't. You understand? Salakia. Verse 21, yet she exhorted every one of them in her own language, filled with courageous spirits, which would get her killed as well, because you are not allowed to speak our language. You are not even allowed to call yourselves Israelites. That's why in the New Testament, we refer to as Greeks. That's why Paul was of Roman citizenship. He's saying, Paul, you are not allowed to call yourself an Israel. Just like today, you're not allowed to call yourself an Israelite. They call you anything but an Israelite. And stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach, she said unto them, what does it say that? Because she was not a coward either. You understand? Verse 22, I cannot tell how ye came into my womb, for I neither gave you breath nor life, neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you. Salakia. Verse 23, but doubtless the creator of the world, who formed the generation of men, and found out the beginning of all things, which also of his own mercy gave you breath and life again. Glory unto the Most High. That's what she's saying. As you now regard not your own selves for his law's sakes. Listen, you're not going to regard yourself for the lost, meaning you're not going to try to save yourself to live another day by eating pork and compromise the law. You're not going to be a coward and give up. You understand? Let's go to Ecclesiasticus real quick. We'll leave it right there. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, where we left off last week, right, for time's sake. Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 1, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare for temptation. Everything is going to come to make sure that you don't serve the Lord once you come into the truth. Yeah? Let's jump. That's what I wanted to jump down to. There you go, verse 4. Whatsoever is brought up, Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. Listen, smile at adversity, my man. Smile at adversity. You understand? Because why? It's just for a moment. When this kingdom is falling and we're in rulership, you're not going to be oppressed like you are today. It's going to be worth it. It's not even okay. When you get a reward, it's really not about getting the reward. A lot you have to understand what you had to go through to get that reward, whatever the case is. You understand? The fight is worth it. Because we're all going to be in the kingdom. Right? What we went through to be here is worth it. We never gave up. Ever. Whatever brick wall is built in front of us, we don't even go around it. We don't even hop over it. We break through the walls. There is not one obstacle that could ever stop this truth. And you need to have that mind of the Messiah, of being a man of war. You need to have that mind of Eleazar in 2 Maccabees chapter 6, that he didn't care how old he was. He was ready to die instead of eating one piece of pork, just like the 7 brothers in chapter 7 of 2 Maccabees. They were tortured and being put to death. Not one of them said, you know what, I'm going to eat the pork and I'm going to stop the onslaught. Ever. Don't compromise anything. Don't drop your sword, and never ever give up on this truth. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. Smile at adversity. What is a demon to a... Listen, what's a demon to a cult leader? Y'all need to listen to Captain Akadi a bit more. Y'all listen to all that gangster rap, right? Y'all talking about listen to that gangster rap and things like that. Y'all do drive-by, listen to music. How about you listen to some 144 The Rebel and the defeat those demons? What's a goddamn demon to a cult leader? The hell are you talking about? You can't fight. A plant is stronger than you? That's crazy. How are you going to tell me a plant is stronger than you? How are you going to tell me a white woman is the love for the white woman is stronger than you? You love vanilla so much? Good night. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, smile at adversity, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Why, as we read earlier and last week, 1 Samuel 2:6 down to verse 8 or 9. The Most High kill it and make it alive. He will bring you up and bring you down. Don't ever forget the bad days when you're in a good position, because it could come back any day. When you're brought down, don't ever forget the good days, because they can return at any moment. They're not gone forever. Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire. You put gold in fire to get rid of the impurities of the gold. You understand? And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's what y'all like to hear all the time. Well, guess what? This adversity is made to make you stronger. Whatever it is, you lose your job, you lose your women, the children, they cuss you out. They don't want to know nothing about you because you don't bring them Christmas gifts anymore. No sweat. You don't give a damn. Anyone who hates you hates Christ first anyways. And they all hate God, because what is the love of God is to follow the commandments. That's what. 1 John chapter 5, verse 3, I'm not mistaken, I'm just paraphrasing for time's sake. Adversity is what's going to make you perfect, make you better. That's how you make gold better, through fire. That fire is the adversity you're going through. That's how you make a man. What did they say? Make a man finer than the gold of Ophir? How? Through adversity. You understand? You have to fight to be stronger. Man, someone who's never been in one fight in their life ever. They don't know how to fight. They know how to defend themselves. They know how to counterattack. You fight on a daily basis. You damn near fight from the time that you're conceived in your mother's womb to make sure that you don't be in a graveyard. You understand? It's a constant fight. You fight against whatever demon you got, whether it's an addiction, whatever addiction you have. You fight. Listen, there's a demon that tells you to not be in class. Fight that demon. Come to class. If that's the only thing you have to watch on your TV, on your phone, when you're on your break, before you go to sleep, watch class, attend class, ask questions, comment, like, share, subscribe. You have a demon right now that tell you that you're too broke to pay your Passover fee. Go on isupk.com, pay your tithes and your Passover fee. You understand? That's what you do. Fight all the time. A lot of demons, really, it's just a voice in your head that you're just having a conversation in your head. As a matter of fact, we're going to get that next week. We're going to go over that, right? And really, y'all could just go watch the lecture of Commander YAHANNA had in Detroit last summer for a Midwest cookout. Yeah, how to fight demons. A lot of y'all don't know how to fight the demons, right? On verse 6, Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 6, believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. That's all you have to do at the end of the day. This is the only thing that really matters, for you to trust in the Lord. These brothers got tortured. They trusted in the Lord. They did not ask for one day to live extra under the Greeks. The Lord could have killed them the next day for eating pork. So you know what? I fear the Most High more than I fear the Greek king. I'm not going to betray my Lord just for what? For one day, probably a few minutes. I'm bleeding to death anyways. You understand? Let's go. Let's get 2 more scriptures. I'm going to end the class. Go to James chapter 5, verse 10. I'm going to say James chapter 5, verse 10. James chapter 5 verse 10 said, take my brethren. Yeah, this is what you need to understand. The Old Testament, the Apocrypha, the New Testament is nothing but for the Israelites only. James chapter 2 verse 10, take my brethren, the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and patience. We suffer in the name of the Lord until the end. I think it's an easy thing. A lot of us could do anything right now and be living more comfortably than we are today. We're not. We'd rather suffer. Listen, let me suffer broke and hungry and starving instead of going to sell all type of drugs to make sure I have food in my fridge, I have a car, I have whatever I want to buy. I'm going to sacrifice the world for the Lord instead of the Lord for the world. James 5:11, behold, we count them happy which endure. You understand? Smile at adversity. This is not an easy thing. But behold, we count them happy which endure. You have heard of the patience of Job. Why is he referring to Job? Because unlike the Christian church, this thing who say the Old Testament is done away with, during the time of the New Testament, they only had the Old Testament. They knew how Job had to suffer. Job did not falter and did not give up. He endured till the end. Be as patient as Job. And have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. Let's go to Matthew 24 and 13 and get Revelation, then we're done. Matthew chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. You need to endure until the end. That's what you need to do. Salakia. My screen. Matthew 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. endure until the end. Like who? Like our brother, the WAP, who passed away. Lord be with his family. Was one West till death. Lord be with his family. May he rise again in the kingdom, in power. You understand? It is not an easy thing. You're going to lose a lot of things. Matter of fact, let's go on one more precept before Revelation. You're going to lose a lot of things. You're going to lose some family. You're going to lose friends. Why? Because you're going to sacrifice your life for the Lord. You're going to choose the right fight to fight. Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. This is Christ talking. He's not come to send peace, flowers, hugs and chocolate kisses. He said, think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Christ did not come for hugs and kisses. He came to fight. You understand? Verse 35. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Christ is saying, listen, y'all gonna have beef with your own family. They're the ones who's gonna hate you first. You come into the truth. They want to be in the world and be like, why did you stop smoking? Why are you not coming to birthday parties like we brought up earlier? That's what's gonna happen. Why are you in a cult? That's their favorite bar. Why are you in a cult? You're in a cult. Get out the cult. You're in the church. You're in a cult. So what's different? Difference is we have the truth. We don't compromise anything. You understand? And we don't follow our oppressor. This is what you hate. You hate because we're free. We think free. You don't. You are miserable and want us to be as miserable as you are in a place that you deem to be as comfortable as it can be in the captivity that you're in. We cannot be comfortable in captivity, and we know that. Verse 36, a man's foes shall be of his own household. It can be your wife, it's going to be your kids, it's going to be your dad, your mom, your grandmother, whose Christmas gifts you deny. But guess what? As we read earlier, they hated Christ before they hated you. Let's get Revelation 13 and 9. I'm going to end there. 39 and 10, yeah? Revelation chapter 13, verse 9. If a man have an ear, let him hear. If you have understanding, understand this. Verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. The one that brought a people into slavery, they in their turn will have to go into slavery. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Must meaning it is a necessity. It needs to happen. For those that brought us into captivity to go into captivity. For those that killed us with a sword, they must be killed with a sword. Who did that? Every single nation on the face of the earth had a hand in our captivity, whether it was directly or indirectly. They all oppressed us. They all slaughtered us. They had us captives or benefited from our captivity one way or another. That's why they will all go in chains. And here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Endure till the end. Never give up. Don't falter and never drop your sword. With that, we're going to end the class right here. I'm Priest and Officer 500 Barak Yala with the I.S.U.P.K. Instead, Salaki Dennis, I didn't see a question. You could ask it. Matter of fact, your question in John Hyman's class just now on One West Online Classes, right, on YouTube just now. We're going to end the class. We'll be back this Saturday for the French Brotherhood class taught by myself, Officer 500 Barak Yala. Dua again for everybody who tuned in. We're going to get the security announcements, and we're going to end the class right here. Shalom, Israel. This is the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.Ks that are at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department a teacher, priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you like. Upcoming holy convocation, we have the Feast of Purim, which is the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month, which falls on Thursday, the 13th of March, and Friday, the 14th of March, which would be next week. We could read more about it in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 to 31, right? Reminded to all Akim and Aquatin to check the bulletin board in the hallway of the school. They have a physical location. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pant, hazmat, scarf. But that's what we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers and a courtesy salute to the sisters. Menavijal Amajim, which means to stand. We'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Menavijal Amajim Shabbat. Majim, Barak, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Barakatam, meaning Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai bless y'all. Yajamata. Sar, which means to turn if his sisters, will give a courtesy salute as well. Menavijal Amajim Shabbat. Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Thamba Hashem Yahweh Shai, meaning Yahweh watch over y'all in the name of Yahweh Shai. Yajamata, class dismissed. Don't forget, go on isupk.com, pay your tithes, your Passover fees. You understand? And we'll see you this Saturday, Israel. Shalom.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. The I.S.U.P.K presents the Lord's 56th annual Passover going down right here in Atlanta, Georgia. We got a whole bunch of events lined up for y'all, including the annual lamb slaughter. You already know. Then it's the Hebrew Academy trial. Oh, boy. Next, we got the children's party. Then, you know, we got General Muhammad's scripture breakdown class and the Hebrew Academy graduation. The Lord's 56th annual Passover. Pay your Passover fee. It's only $200 to get all these exclusive events. Real black culture. The general's in attendance and the stage is set. It's going down. April the 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. This event is only for the black, Hispanic, and Native indigenous people. We got a week full of events from April the 9th and the 13th. But remember, you got to pay that Passover fee. It's only $200 to get every event exclusively. Here's the itinerary for the Lord's 56th annual Passover. April the 9th is the annual lamb slaughter. April the 10th is the kids party. At 7 p.m. later that night, General Muhammad's scripture breakdown class. April the 11th, the Hebrew Academy graduation. Later that night at 8 p.m. is the all-black party. April the 12th is the Lord's 56th annual Passover. April the 13th is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. $200, 17 years or older, pay your Passover fee. See you in Atlanta, Israel. Shalom.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the thing.